You know we had to come back through for season 2, right? Coming back through for season 2. 4 good buddies from the very noise crew. Gonna talk about shit and stuff. The boys be cracking up. Watch your stomach for some busted guts. Now, kick back and relax with the boys. Coming from the 4 corners, this is very noise. Season 2 coming at ya.
Hello, and welcome to the Very Noise Podcast, Season 2. Definitely the first time we have recorded this. Definitely not been about a year and a half since the first attempt. I am your friend 3D Squelton, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the rest of the podcast friends that we have here. But first we'll get them to introduce themselves. Who's going first? Who's fucking going? Been a long time. Someone say something.
I'm going last.
You're going last?
You can't go last. I canonically go last.
Yeah, okay, fine. Since you guys
in the law, I go last.
Fine, you can go last.
Okay, who's going? Who's you? Me? I'll go last again. It's fine.
It's been so long.
But you God fucking damn it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just fucking go then, since we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Hey yo, it's your boy / cat boy girl Zeromaster back again with a brand new track. What's going on, everybody? Y'all look cute today. Let me give you some kisses.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that man. I could use some kisses.
Dude, your whiskers are tickling my neck, bro.
Jeez. Anyways, my name is Dirty 30 Charles, also known as Skoringo, and I'm glad to be shaking off this podcast rust with the Noise Boys.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Corey, and just like your favorite regular TV shows, it takes us a year and a half to start season 2 as well. Yay!
Yeah, think of this as like an album, a healthy year and a half between each recording,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, we can't give everybody everything at
It's
once.
Like
We need them to want us.
album, except we don't make them every year.
We might be the internet, but we can't give we might be part of the internet, but we can't give people a little bit of everything all the time. We're not that productive.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Boys, I have an important question.
What is the question?
Who the fuck is Corey?
Me. I'm Corey. I'm in the house, bro, and I'm dating Topanga, and that's it.
This is is this the first ever Noisecast Gaslight, or is this just how we're doing it?
The Noise Gaslight.
The first
Noise Gaslight.
Did you not listen to season 1? There is so much gaslighting.
Well, the first. Okay, fine. First for season 2, then.
Okay, there we go.
Hold on. What is the actual definition of gaslighting?
Gaslight is to basically falsify information in which to make whoever you're giving the information to question their own sanity or make them believe something that's not real.
Someone straight up gaslighted me the other day, and I was laughing so hard. I'm like, "You're gaslighting me!" I'm like, "I know what you're doing to me," and everyone's just laughing.
So you're essentially just fucking with somebody. Is what you're doing?
Essentially fucking with someone is what gaslighting. I mean, it's just like the term I guess people use now. I suppose.
How do you get gaslighting from that?
I don't know.
I don't know where the term exactly comes from, but I know it's an older terminology.
Well,
is it really
gaslights
gas
anymore?
Under your ass,
is it actually really an older thing? I thought it was something.
Oh, it's much older. Yeah, because there's an old I know there's an old movie called Gaslight. So.
And that's where it's sort of derived from. The whole
idea, making someone. I don't know when it. I actually don't know the whole history of gaslighting, but I know it's a little bit older. It's definitely from before our time. So.
What a way to start the podcast. Also, it's actually
1944.
Jordan Xcaliborg, by the way. I didn't ever clarify that.
Oh wow. Okay. So
I did say 3D
shit,
Squelton.
Jordan, that's right. Oh, you're not really 3D Squelton?
No.
Oh, boo-hoo! Whatever he says.
I thought we had the best guest ever. Turns out it's just Jordan, the best guest ever.
I was going to say, 3D Squelton would be kind of an amusing guest. By the way, gaslighting actually is derived from the film from 1944. That's where
1944. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a whole at least 5 years ago.
Sorry, I had to look up just the year, and I'm like, it came from the movie itself.
Yes. World
It
War
was a very, very good year.
17.
Good call, Charles. Good call, good sport. Yes. Good call.
Yes.
Thanks for that one, Jay.
Twiddly dee, whatever they said in 1944. So,
Well, you know what? At least if people don't like this podcast, they can say they learned something.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
there we go.
no. I think, to be honest, half the time in these things, I learn things and I go out of my way and sort of like look it up. You know,
Well,
what I
now
mean?
we don't know because we don't know what's been gaslit and what hasn't been.
That's the
No,
fun of
true.
it, though. But that's the fun. That's what makes it rewatchable and listenable.
Yeah, like, did you guys know that there is a giant statue elected of a football player in my town that everyone worships?
What you mean, like a soccer player, right? Not like an
no,
American.
like NRL, like rugby league.
Oh, okay.
You're talking rugby.
There's a yep. I don't know why it exists. But there it is.
Why do people worship it?
Because my town sucks and all they do is care about sports. we literally have like two. We have like a sculpted, molded, like, I don't know, whatever it is, like thing of him. And then we have an actual statue elected of him. And I'm like, this guy is... Fuck that guy.
Is he okay, wait. Is he like, does he have like impressive stats or like...
Oh, he's a good player nonetheless. He's just, he doesn't play anymore. He's retired. But we have like a statue of him. It's not like your typical Japanese like dude and his dog like waited fucking every day at the station for him kind of thing, like a cool or cute little story. It's just he's a fucking football player.
He's a football.
Wait, you mean famous player Jonathan Thurston? Is that his name?
It, yeah. Did you Google it?
Yeah, no, I just knew this offhand. I'm being honest this time. I'm totally not gaslighting.
No way.
Fuck you, Jonathan. Fuck you, Jonathan Thurston.
No way you knew that.
Hey man, remember your catchphrase from season 1? Everything is cyclical.
Everything is. Fuck
No,
you,
that was
Jonathan.
somebody else's catchphrase. This is a new alter ego. This is a real alter ego. This is just me.
We're gonna get Jonathan Thurston on the podcast.
Jonathan, come on the podcast.
Oh, hey, it's Corey, aka.
It's okay. Since I'll have final edit on this, I'll just go through and beep all this out with a cheese Danish.
No, you gotta give it the old.
No, I don't
you gotta give it the old
He's
CD,
not gonna
Corey.
find out.
Corey, you gotta give it the old CD. You know what I'm saying?
No,
The old
What's
CD. Come on.
What's a CD?
the old compact disc.
Oh, the
No.
cheap Danish.
Yeah, there it is.
yes.
There we go.
You know, every single time I see a cheese, I've already talked about this probably on the podcast before, but every single time I see a cheese Danish anywhere, I always smile. I'll always be like, there it is. There's that delectable fucking...
That delectable thing that we can't have.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can
senses
eat
it.
those.
So I guess, like, I don't know. We've already talked about gaslighting, Jonathan Thurston, and she's Danish. I mean, it's a good start to season 2
what
already.
What have we been up to?
Yeah, what has happened in the past year and a half? I could almost say.
Just say 2 years. Just say 2
it's
years.
like,
That way.
5 years. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, besides World War III probably happening.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
It wouldn't
COVID
surprise me,
still
but I'd rather not
exists.
think about it.
Yeah. I'm like, I'd rather just not.
Yeah.
I mean, besides that, what's happened? What is a notable thing that has happened in life that
For
we've
us?
missed out on this year and a half, or the viewers and the listeners have missed out on?
I think it's just safe to say that 2021 was a very hectic year for all 4 of us involved.
Oh my
I would
God,
also,
don't
I would
get me
also
started.
say that. Yeah, I think that year is got to be up there.
It was a chaser of 2020, but boy howdy, it still went down hard.
Somehow 2020
Yeah.
wasn't as bad as 21, in my opinion. For me,
Really?
at least, personally.
I mean, it was interesting because like the end of 2020, I moved into like an apartment.
yeah.
Like December I had, and then like 2021 was like 2 failed relationships and a lot of anxiety and depression. That's
Yeesh.
about it.
Yeah, I think I even went through a weird little relationship. if I want to sort of elaborate, I probably won't. But it was fine, and then it just sort of crashed. It was only a small one. It didn't even really feel like a relationship. So I just sort of like don't even really think about it much. But like, yeah, I can sympathize there because I sort of know how that feels.
I think I realized like 2021 was like the year where I like figured a lot of shit out, and that's where a lot of my like stuff came from. Like there was a good portion of like even when we did the episode, the quote unquote lost episode, which may or may not ever resurface. We don't know.
Yes.
Zodiac Escobar had it when he crashed in the plane. We don't know where it is.
The plane, where was he going?
That guy
You're
still
referencing
exists.
season 1? I thought we were clean slating this. So what do you?
We got to bring some things over from season 1.
I'm
But,
glad
like,
that
I think
Zodiac
even,
Escobar
like-
is still around somehow. I don't know why I'm glad
I think
about that.
even
Back to you, Zero.
Yeah, sorry.
I think even during the that episode, I still wasn't sure like my identification or anything. Like, I'll just make this like short and sweet because I'm fucking long winded and I need to stop doing that. Long story short, 2020 became VTuber. This became purple haired cat girl, rebranded everything. Came out as pansexual, and eventually in 2021 figured out I was gender fluid, and now I am riding the Twitch wave with what I can do, and I am in now a poly relationship with 2 wonderful partners.
Nice.
Huzzah!
I'm proud of you, dude, because I know that's probably a
It's a
very
lot-
tough journey to go through.
Oh,
Yeah.
also I became an e-girl,
Yeah,
Yay!
that's always
Want to
fun.
know what happened
which
to
I
me?
always- which I always respected, pay for, and I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. Now
Yeah.
look at me now.
Yeah.
In all fairness, I think if any guy had the ability to do that and just make money, I think most guys would do it if they knew
Oh,
they could make money.
Totally.
Oh, it's such a huge market, and so
Oh, it is.
like
Absolutely.
I'm not sitting here being like I've made a ton of money off it. I've made enough to if I'm ever in trouble with bills every so often, I have that little bit of boost that I
I think
can
we
use to be
sort
like,
of all have I wouldn't say that we all do, but I know personally I have a side gig. Like I auction off Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Right.
So like I make
Hell
side
yeah.
money, like my side hoe job, I guess you could say. It pays some bills, or it might even like get me dinner with like a family. You know, I can spend it as my my spending money. That's how I look at it. You know,
your
my
fun
job
money.
my job pays for my living and sometimes fun.
Mhm.
While my Yu-Gi-Oh card auctioning pays for my fun. Like primarily, I put it in a different account and everything. Sometimes it blows
Yeah.
me back. Sometimes it doesn't. Like, I get lucky. Sometimes I don't. But I honestly think, I used to have a very, very sort of clouded mindset about the whole, I'll just say OF thing.
Yeah.
But, I know so many people that do it. And
Likewise.
Yep.
Do it. Just do it. If you want to make a little bit of mun on the
Whatever,
side.
just long as
If
you
it makes you feel great that weird guys are spending $5 a month to see your feet, and that gives you a confidence boost,
The
then
feet
fuck
pics,
yeah.
bro.
bro. Wait.
do you know what
$5 feet pics, man. Just $5. I've heard girls charging way
Listen,
more, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Listen,
feet pics.
you
Hot
joke,
market.
you joke, but you know what? I do like it.
No,
You click.
and that's fine.
Oh yeah, and you know what?
I do like it.
There's a girl who's going through college right now off those feet pictures, and she's gonna cure cancer someday. So
I
thank
bet
you.
she is.
You know what? Yeah, in a weird fucking in a cosmic sort
Until
of way.
she's
Yes.
Until she's treating that said cancer patient and they recognize her by her.
Oh my god, what? Are you this girl?
Wait. Just fucking does any of my OnlyFans money cover my insurance? How does that work?
Yo,
I live in the
that would
United
be a
States, so it's
great
kind of fucked
question.
up.
Actually, how would you feel if you went to your doctor's office and your doctor was a known e-girl or porn star? Or
That'd be
something?
wild.
I honestly think this will eventually be a thing. It
Oh, yeah,
probably
no,
isn't
totally.
right now, but it will be in the future.
People have spotted Heather Brooke before, and she retired in 2005 from that shit. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
so it gets around.
Yeah, I
Shouts
suppose
out to
so. It's all
Absolutely.
work. It's all a job at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Basically pays the bills.
I think it's more normalized now. Sex work is more normalized, so people don't like.
And I feel like it should be, you know. And I feel like a lot of people will still have the mindset of like, oh, it's not work, it's not this. It's same thing with YouTube and Twitch streaming. A lot of people are like, it's not work, it's not work. You're
It's
not
like
doing anything.
it's like that being normalized, and like companies. I was just talking about this with my partners, ironically. That companies like promoting things during say like Pride Month or Black History Month. Like it's a lot of people will be like, oh, they're just doing it for pandering. I'm like, well, what do you think Halloween and Christmas is for? They're literally putting it on the same level.
What do you think?
They're now giving entire months of promotion.
What the fuck do you think marketing of anything is? Like, what do you think? What do you think capitalism is? Like, for fuck's sakes.
And I'm choosing to look. I'm choosing to look at it positively because I'm like, now like Black History Month and Pride Month are as promoted by a lot of stuff as Christmas and Halloween. So it's like it's getting to that point where like it's normalized. So I'm very happy about that.
I am too. Representation is always good.
I guess on like a side note from that too. Oh, sorry, Corey, you go.
I was just gonna say, I think though we should just do that shit year round anyway. Yeah. So definitely take the months and be like, yo, shout outs, but let's try to keep that shit going year round. Yeah, everything's too nice to not fucking just be cool year round, guys. Come on.
Even like the small instances, like I play Apex Legends a lot, and they have like badges in the game that you can have like on your character that say, you know, like Black Lives Matter or fucking Stop Asian Hate and shit like that. And those little things are like, you know, that unfortunately some people
bitch about it,
don't fucking get it and bitch about it and say, get this out of my video game. But it's like, bro, you know, the cast of the whole, like, all the characters in the game, a lot of them are like part of the LGBTQ, and a lot of them, I mean,
are minorities.
One of the characters in the game is a non-binary, we don't know who they are kind of character, right? And voiced by a woman, and she loves it.
You just bringing up video games just remind me, like, a game that I've been playing a lot in this past year and even into this year, Knockout City. Like, you look at that game, you can tell it's gay as fuck. Like, as soon as you start looking at it,
it's a gay game.
it's one of the it's not pandering, thankfully enough, but like you look at it and you're like, yeah, this game's fucking gay as shit. And it happens to be a really fun extreme dodgeball game. So, and me and my partners, we're in our own crew together, and we do 3v3s and shit. It's fun as fuck. It's like, that's just another example. Like when I signed up for that game and they had like, you know, they had like what was it? They had like country pride, I guess is what it called. I don't know what you forgot, nationalism or whatever.
Sort of.
So you get like flags for every different country that can play the game, and then they did a big thing for Pride, and like they did thing for BLM and stuff like that. So it's like, I'm not surprised by that anymore because so many games are doing that. But like, it's just ironic that the game that already looks gay as fuck is doing that.
Yeah, and the thing is too, if you don't fucking like it, don't buy that part of the game. Just enjoy the game.
Exactly. You know, it's optional. Like,
exactly. Well, the badges in Apex are just given to you. They're just free little things that they give to you. So, like, that's
if it's free, then you don't have to wear it. It's like you just want. It's like just play.
A lot of games you have to redeem it if you want the free stuff anyway. So if you don't want it, just don't redeem it.
Don't bitch about optional shit. I have to watch other
players wear it, and it's like, well, shut the fuck up.
Then log off. Go outside. Touch some grass, bro.
Go outside. All right? If that's your fucking issue, go outside.
Touch a duck or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Like
oh my god.
Touch a duck, feed some birds, do something.
Did you guys know that ducks have spiral penises?
Oh yeah, yes. I knew that.
Yo,
do you know the echidna has like 9 cocks or something?
Like a prong, like it's like a multi-pronged cock, I believe.
Belly,
it's a Cerberus penis. Like,
yo, snakes have 2 dicks. That's what's really I find very fucking weird.
Yeah,
one for vaginal, one for anal.
No.
Yeah, DVDA.
Oh man!
But like going back to like where we've been like past year and a half, if that's okay.
Yes, Charles. Yeah. What have you been up to, Charles?
Like, honestly, 2020 was kind of a wild year for me. Like, I was able to make closure on a lot of things, good and bad. You know, in regards to like my past and present, and I kind of found myself in that. Weirdly, I found myself a lot more in 2020 than I expected, even though it was a pretty shit year. Like,
yeah, like all around.
Like, you know, not just in terms of like who I am, but like, you know, just like who I know I can trust. Like, I can obviously trust, you know, the Noise Boys and all that, and also figuring out who I am. Much like Zero, I also came out as pansexual at one point. And that was, you know, a really like big thing for me because I've always had those feelings in me. I started making money off of voice work, which is like, and again, just like so with Jordan and his Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it's not a lot of money, but you know, it's more, you know, it's enough for like helping me get by even more so, which is great. My girlfriend,
any little bit of money helps.
What was up?
I said any little bit of money really helps at the end of it.
Totally.
Anything, like, and it's all stuff that you do. You know?
And it's all stuff that I love doing. And, you know, I also, in 2020, I met Allie, and we've, you know, been in a relationship since. And, like, she's been super supportive of me and what I do. I've been making, again, that little bit of money off voice acting and even writing. Like, I've even made a little bit of money off of, like, helping with certain video analysis essays and, like, articles. Like, again, it's not much. But, like, it's like whenever I tell, like, a family member how much they're making, like, that's not much. I'm like, how much have you made doing this? Like,
and
they're like, yeah, that's a good point. Like, I don't mean to be
Charles, you do freelance editorial? That's fucking dope.
No, I've only, like, done a couple, and then one of them was, for, one of my buddies who was doing a video on, I think it was Berserk, actually. And he wanted me to contribute, like, what I felt were some of the greatest moments from the Berserk anime series overall. And, like, being a Berserk fan, I was able to, like, just go through a moment, like, scene by scene, like, go through a scene and explain scene by scene what happens in it, what episode it was, and what I think it meant, as well as, like, deconstructing all that. And that's another thing I've considered doing along with my anime voice work, parodies, comic dubs, and all that. And I've been trying to slowly kind of get that started. But it's been a little harder for me to do it here, just given, like, the schedules of some of my family members here, which is why I've been trying to move out. In 2021, I first was going to move to Indiana, but my family had an issue with that. And, like, I talked about it with Allie. At first, she was skeptical about moving here to California, but now she's sick of Indiana. So she's like, screw it, get me over there as long as I'm with you. And, like, so far, the wheels are starting to turn, and I'm actually getting closer and closer to being moved into possibly a rental home or apartment. And nothing is solid right now, but I have options, and I've got, you know, family and friends who are more than willing to help me get her out to here, get me into the home, and, you know, it's
awesome too, because like will this be like your first sort of venture outside?
I know, and I've been wanting it for years, and I just haven't been able to due to finances, but now I have the finances, a good job that actually, you know, 5 days a week, 401k, and healthcare. Yeah, you got yourself
a partner as well.
Got myself a partner, so it's not going to be too difficult. It's just a matter of just getting over that hump, getting myself in, and just really just hammering out this job and being able to do with my side hustle of, like, voice acting and shit a lot more. And
You've got this, man. I know.
I'm so happy. Like, it's going a lot better than, like, I expected it would. Like, it's not been without its, you know, speed bumps, but
hiccups and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
But that's just with life, and, like, I'm finally, you know, able to take that risk, and I think I do attribute a lot of that to how, like, what's been happening with me the past, like, year and a half. And, you know, knowing guys like, you know, you guys, like, I love you guys, like, knowing you guys, like, everyone else from different parts of my content creation, it's all just been so moving, and I love it.
Yeah, well,
you just reminded me. I also switched to a much better job this year, and it definitely does. It definitely does something for your mental state when you're working a job and you're getting paid for
you're getting paid like or an amount, and if it's not
should be getting paid,
and if it's not quite enough, I have that side hustle to at least give myself that little bump of like, all right, I'm fine. Like, it's I'm sorry for being long-winded, but it's just like it's just been
we all need to sort of talk about that.
It's been a wild year and a half, and I'm just glad that everything's going a lot better than I ever expected it to be. Like, again, not without obstacles or strife, but that's just life. I wish it wasn't, but I guess it wouldn't be life without that.
Yeah.
Life
Excuse
is,
me, heavens.
like a box of chocolates, as one guy used to say with the funny last name.
The man with a funny last name.
that should be a movie. The man.
That should
with
be
the
the title
funny
of this
last
episode.
name.
wait.
Yes!
That straight up reminds me of fucking Simpsons. What was it? What was Seymour
The
Skinner's
bus
dress?
that never slowed down.
No, it was like that. No, but Skinner had one. What was it? Billy and the Clonosaurus.
Timmy and the Clonosaurus. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh my god, I forgot all
I
about
love that scene. That's one of my favorite scenes of all time.
Oh,
man.
it's so good.
And like the fact it like fades like 3 times to show that it's like time's passed.
Just
It's
to show
so
how much
fucking
he's
funny.
rambling. It's great.
He's still rambling. I mean, he'll come again. Oh my god, I fucking
Oh my
love The
goodness.
Simpsons.
Same, dude.
So Corey, what have you been up to in the past year and a bit? Much going on?
A lot actually happened. When we kind of closed out the last podcast, I had a couple things going for me.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was music.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that happened when we ended the last podcast was, obviously the world changed for a bit. It's good that it's getting back to normal, or whatever normal is going to be.
Whatever the new normal is. Whatever.
Glad we're all safe and we made it to here.
We are, yeah. Oh, good.
But rolling into 2021, I had a lot of ambitions to want to make more music. I wanted to go on Twitch a lot more. And kind of like everybody else, I was really fed up with my job and needed to get something new.
Yeah.
And the important thing was for me to actually get outside. Because I was working remote from home, and that was ruining my life. So I have a new job. I install fiber optics. I play on telephone poles all day and have a big bucket truck. And that's cool. I can say I get high for a living, and that's real.
For sure.
In that time, I stopped streaming on Twitch because I would come home exhausted. I would work on music, and I was getting ready to work on music, but unfortunately, life likes to throw curveballs. For those of you who probably know, my friend Bob, aka Mr. 808s, passed away last year in June.
Yeah, I remember.
And that really, put a halt on music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would have, absolutely.
I'm right now just starting to get back to a point where I feel comfortable making working on music again.
Yeah.
But like we're all saying, things take time,
right?
Unfortunately, Rome wasn't built the day, and as we go through life, we're all just perfect works in progress, and we're just sort of getting a little bit better every day, maybe a little worse every day. We're all just figuring things out,
right?
Yeah,
and I'm glad now that I have a new job. It frustrates the hell out of me, but I look at the fact that I don't need to worry about where my next meal is coming from, which is great. Everybody else, I have a bit of a side hustle as well. I'm occasionally playing little bar shows with me and former podcast guest Josh and his father. And we just have been we just show up, we jam music, I sing, and they play instruments, and we've made some fun money off of it.
That's great.
That's so good, dude. That sounds like fun. That's your fun side hustle kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's one part stand-up comedy, one part classic rock songs, but it is what it is.
Nice. Yeah. Look, you make it your own thing. It doesn't have to be standard. All right, check 1 2, check 1 2. Okay, we can play a song, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. I respect the shit out of that. That's cool.
Like the song says, you can go your own way.
Oh, we should do that one, because I really like that one.
Put it on the list.
Put it on the list.
Put it on the shit list of the songs we have already.
Speaking of music, I do want to try and make an EP this year, and I am definitely, once I have some of the producers have gotten back to me with tracks, I'm gonna throw some at you, Corey, and be like, which of these do you wanna sing / rap on?
feet on. On a feet.
Well, that's not up to me. I want you to find the one that you think I'm going to work on. Because I'll pick whatever I want and then just do whatever I want, and then it's just my thing. But I'd rather work on your thing. So
that's cool.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it that way.
Fuck yeah, brother. Well, I guess I'll end with what happened with me. Not much really did happen. Though I did have quite some hardships when I lived in my old place. I was getting a little bit depressed because it was a very small and annoying place to be in. It originally was quite nice, I went in there, first time living alone, and I was like, I have all my space. I'm happy, and then I sort of started to realize, it's not all that great. It's quite small. The people next to me are loud and obnoxious, and I felt kind of unsafe sometimes. And it just sort of dwindled, and it became a little bit upsetting. I would come home just feeling like crap, even though I was around the corner from my house. I felt like the 5-minute drive was actually like a 30-minute drive.
Oof.
And I just felt like time was just going way too slow, and I was just feeling just poopy. I still have the same job, and I still love it. But I do have those days where it's like, Right. But I did end up moving, and I'm in a bigger place, a nicer place. My father's best friend is the landlord, and he's a great guy.
That's nice.
I got myself quite a nice deal. And if anyone ever needs to fucking stay, if they're in Townsville, I've got a king size bed and a spare room, and it's decked out.
That's
what I mean? It's
well, no, Jordan, we're gonna sleep in the same bed again. That has to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what you're telling us is we all need to vacation to Townsville.
Because it's vacation time, brothers. Vacation time, brothers. Vacation.
I'm gonna have to do an Australian tour because I have so many Aussie friends now that I have to
for sure.
do that. I have friends in Sydney. I have friends just south of there. It's just I gotta go all around. And as you are definitely one of the top picks. I want to hang out with you and Hay and fucking Josh.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We will all hang out. We all talk to each other. We're all friends and everything. So it's it all makes everything easier. It's fucking cool, man.
If only I could afford the $2,000 flight ticket.
Oh my goodness, it's fucking expensive, right? Oh,
pricey.
Everything is so expensive right now.
Oh, God.
But other than that, long story short, I'm doing a lot better. I have my days. I do. I think everyone does. And mostly it's due to just the emotional stress of the job sometimes. Especially now, because maybe not so much now, but the past few weeks, COVID has finally reached Townsville, and it sort of has struck us very suddenly. So we've been having to. We're a little bit behind in that case, I guess, but we handled it very well, comparatively to a lot of other places. I could see we've been handling it okay, but now it's starting to sort of buffer off, and we're starting to ease those restrictions again. Back to normal, essentially, now, anyway.
That's kind of similar to how it is in California, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of getting that way, kind of across, at least where me and Charles are at. I'm sure Canada's not too far behind.
I'm still, we're starting to open things up again. I still think it's too soon. I still think last year, no offense, but people in the States shouldn't have been having full fucking concerts with, people shoulder to shoulder without masks.
We're mad reckless. We are mad reckless for a reason.
It's true.
But
remember, we've had concerts and we've had little gigs here. But I also believe that if we were to just keep stepping back and being like, oh well, we're going to have to close this down. It's just going to be too detrimental. It would just ruin whatever we have already. I feel.
Well, the thing with that too is that. The longer the longer we try to contain it, the quicker we can get back to being normal.
Yeah.
But people don't want that. They want normal now. So they'll get normal for 6 months, and then we'll be back into lockdown again. Yeah. And that's basically just what I'm sick and tired of. I think people don't understand this pandemic's not over until COVID becomes the common cold.
Until it becomes
the flu. So
I feel like it's almost there, though.
It's getting to that point very quickly.
It's getting to like flu status where it's like it's a problem.
You can't go to. But you can't go to like fucking I don't know, Shoppers Drug Mart. I don't know what you guys have there. You can't go to the drugstore and buy Tylenol, cold, flu, and COVID. Like you can't go do that. You can't.
Of course not.
We don't
have that. That's a little ways away, I think.
Yeah,
but like what I'm saying is like we don't have like we have vaccines, we have the booster, but we don't have a way of controlling it when you get sick, other than quarantining. Like that's the only thing you can do.
If you think about it, if you have a cold or if you have the flu or whatever, and you still go out and you fucking do your thing, that's like, I mean, that's what people would used to do. But now the whole quarantine thing is that it's sort of taking that approach of like, if you're sick, bro, don't make anyone else sick, especially if you work at a hospital.
I've always been
the one thing
part of that mentality. Like, dude, if you're sick, don't make nobody else sick.
Don't make anyone else sick, bro.
Yeah. I hope that all this does is one thing that it does the most is it normalize the wearing of masks when you're not feeling well. Like if you have a cough or whatever.
No, absolutely.
In Japan, they do that forever. Like if you have a tickle in your throat,
they've been doing that since the dawn of time.
If you leave your house and you have a tickle in your throat, you're putting a mask on. That's just common courtesy. I'm hoping we're going to get to that.
That's what like when I reposted the fucking post on Facebook about like our mask mandate, like changing because that's what's happened
or like
with us. Yeah. Someone like questioned it, like, why is that a good thing? And I didn't want to back chat them and then go on a tangent.
I saw that and I was like, I'm staying away from this.
Because it is. I'm not going to say anything else.
I will
because I know what they're trying to
do. just be like David. You got to be like David Lynch. When somebody asks you to elaborate, you simply say no.
Oh no!
Just
like,
no.
I just want it to be normalized that if you're sick and you got to go out, just throw the mask on.
Throw the mask on. What is it going to hurt? Or like I don't know, Dayquil.
Australia has had this whole, if you don't wear a mask out, then fuck you, you're being fucking selfish. But I feel like it should be if you are feeling a little bit unwell, you should be wearing your mask and you should be okay to do your thing until you feel like, okay, maybe this is a little bit more than just feeling a little bit under the weather.
Yeah.
Like, I know me for certain going forward, like even if I have just like a slight cough, I'm wearing my mask when
just
I go
to be safe.
Wear a mask if you do, 100%.
Like even if I go to an on-site for my job where I have to like, do, because I work in IT, and I have to go things. I don't want to get everybody else sick with what I have, and I'm certain they wouldn't want to get me sick either. So I'm just like, and if people question me, like once we're back to more normal, if people question me, I'll just be like, I've got a bit of a cough and I don't want to spread it, and you guys need this help right now, so I don't have a choice. I have to be here. So
can I just say like what my favorite thing about the mask thing is?
Go for it.
What?
Now, I'm a weird individual. I would sometimes just wear like a bandana over my face and go out in public before COVID.
Right.
People do that.
I kind of like the idea of rolling around with my anonymity.
It's cool.
It's literally like no one knows who I am. It's like the closest thing I can think of to being like MF Doom, but in real life. I mean, like no one knows who I am.
That's a good metaphor, actually.
I mean, we were just talking about OF earlier. Do you know how many femboys wear fucking masks to hide their face?
Oh, and a lot of
it's considered cute, and
they even wear.
It's considered cute and submissive and all that shit.
They even wear masquerade masks as well. I've seen a lot of girls do that. Like
don't even get me started on them.
The true secrecy of their
Zero.
identity.
Don't be getting me started on them femboys with their cute little masks. Don't.
Oh my fucking god.
Next topic, please.
Please.
Don't look up femboy gaming on Twitter.
Please, for the love of fucking god.
Worst mistake of my life.
So, it's also a decent segue because I don't want to, I guess, prolong this episode to be 4 hours or anything.
Right.
But I want to talk about a few tiny little bit of things before we go on to our usual segments.
Yeah.
One of those things is Jakey is making an album soon.
Oh,
yes.
And I'm very excited about Jakey's album. EP.
I am too.
Full disclosure, we were going to talk about it during this podcast,
Yeah,
but it's
because
not
we
out yet.
all
So
thought it was going to come out on Valentine's Day.
You know what though? Kanye didn't drop today, so that's fine. Jakey can take his time.
Kanye's busy dropping stuff on
Kanye
Netflix.
keeps saying he's going to drop, and he doesn't. At this point, I'm like, I hope
Wait, is he
the
talking
only thing
about
that's
him
going to drop is
fucking
dead.
Dying? Yeah, I was going to say, I'm
No,
going to drop
or is he
dead.
dropping Pete Davidson?
Look, guys, we got to talk about this Jakey record. I'm trying to ignore the fact that there was a Kanye West release in between podcasts.
Right.
So the record hasn't come out yet, but he has released
A single and a teaser.
Okay, first off, Dead Friends, fucking love it. It's a fucking great little EP that he put together. It's weird because like if you go to like Spotify or like Apple Music, it's not technically put together as an album, but it's fucking an album. He just never compiled it together.
Is Dead Friends
just
the
finished
whole-
it.
Is that
He
just the
dropped a bunch of
singles?
Lucy's. Yeah.
Dead Friends is all the singles like Medium, like
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Not
Okay,
Dead
that's cool.
Yet,
Yeah.
like
Not dead yet.
South
Super
Dakota,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like all that stuff. Like that's like he never officially released it as an album, but that's basically Dead Friends. So
Oh, okay,
like,
cool.
like all his stuff already solid, already love it, great stuff,
Yeah.
and DMCA free. So anybody who makes content, Jakey fully allows you to use his music in your videos and streams
Actual-
and whatever. So
Actual hot boy he is.
yeah. Actual hot boy and gamer girls
Gamer girls,
know the
yes.
respect.
I really liked Pine Barrens when that came out. That
That's the
that
new single that came out.
that
Mhm.
shook a lot in me because I
Yeah,
heard that. and
I love that song. I have it on repeat. I fucking at least listen to it once or twice a day. Like I think
Same.
That
It's in my
That-
it's in like my daily playlist, and I'll never
Yeah.
forget the first time I listened to it. I thought 100% I was going to hate it until he busted out to maybe this is what I get for leaving you out in the cold, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
I'm like,
Good
wait,
shit.
this track just got lit really quick.
yeah.
That line hit me really hard because like a month before that came out, like I had just gotten out of a relationship with a girl that I was really close with, and it was that thing that I was like, oh fuck, like
Yeah.
oh,
Bro, the
I
film
feel
clip-
like
the
because
film
that's
clip
what I was
really
feeling.
helped too. Like it was a very cool little film clip that he's got
Mhm.
going.
The music video is really great too because it shows like this you can kind of pull whatever dynamic you want from it, but for me it pulled like this dynamic of like like what sometimes relationships end up like, and so like that's what I pulled from it, except for the murder part. That part I don't know how you could,
I see the way I see it as well is that he's coming to terms with loving himself or hating himself. Like there's parts of him that he dislikes, parts of him that he loves, and it's because it's like obviously him and himself in like a white and black shirt, and like the third party. It's like it's. I think it's fantastic, and I actually really do like the teaser he's dropped as well for the other.
oh my god, I can't wait for that fucking song to come out.
It's got some fucking
Drive off
nice,
a bridge or whatever.
Yeah, it's got some nice samples, and it's got some shit from Shadow of the Colossus.
What's
Gran
that?
Turismo.
Sorority sisters.
The sorority sisters chant. Like it sounds so fucking good. You wouldn't think that would sound good, right? You would not think that like a chant, like sorority chant, would sound good in the background of a fucking rap, right? But it goes hard. It really does.
Yeah, like I remember I looked at the reaction of Fantano reacting to it, and his first thought was like he actually sampled that.
Yeah. It's very strange. Hey, like, I just love the strings, and I love the fucking just like everything that goes into that. I can't wait for the full release of that song. It's gonna be great.
I'm very excited.
Jakey actually like came out and said like because he goes media silent. Like he doesn't interact on social media unless he has something, to like give out. And he actually did do a post on the 14th explaining why it hasn't come out. And honestly, man, take as much time as you want to perfect that
100%.
thing because you've dropped one track already and it's already like
and like
best of the year. I know it came out in 2021 technically, but it's already like best of the year.
Right.
Like,
for a
me,
Lucy,
it's
like just for a single, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
like you want your single, your first single, to be like one of your strongest songs. And if that's not his strongest song, that album is going to be incredibly good.
I'm looking forward to it.
And I think think it says a lot also that he dropped a new Nakey Jicky video like a week after dropping that fucking thing.
Like, holy shit,
and it's like you know what, man? Do the JonTron approach. Take as much time as you want because it's whatever you make is going to be fucking fantastic.
And then just sort of like pump out a thing here and there, and then just sort of go do what you need to do.
Yeah,
exactly. And like that song, like I'll listen to it every so often, and it practically every day I'm listening to it. Let me be real, and like it was a good song to get me to move on. You know what I mean? Like it's last year was fucking tough.
I think it was like the first or second time I heard the song, I teared up a little. I'm like, this is a very good song. It's it hits you. It really does, and like just I love when an artist incorporates a fucking really good like set of strings. You know what I mean? Like the strings and the fucking synth and like everything part of that song is just works together. And that build up, it's a long build up. Like it's about 1:20 before it starts to actually really get into that sort of I don't know, hip hoppy kind of.
I do want to say, like, I got into Jakey because of you guys, and I was like, where's this man been all my life?
Yeah, right? I know. It's fucking sick.
He's making bangers, dude.
By the time that song hits that beautiful crescendo, like that build up, put the pistol to my ear, I heard it say in the black on black or the white on white.
Yeah.
First time I heard that, like my lip quivered and I felt something well up. I'm like, that was beautiful.
Man, I love the line. It doesn't matter what you wear when you die, right? Like, you know, it's just that line is so good because it doesn't matter what you wear when you die.
Yeah,
it doesn't because like no one's gonna think about that. They're gonna think about you and your legacy and then what you sort of left. And I think that's fucking super deep.
Also,
by the way, we could
shout outs if you actually Googled what the 605 and the 212 is. Shout out South Dakota and Manhattan.
Yeah, I didn't know
is that what it was? Because I knew. I was like, I know it's two area codes, like that's what it was, but I never looked it up, and I just assumed there were two area codes in New York because that's where he lives now. But
he likes to reference his South Dakota quite a lot and stuff. I think that's
where the boy comes from.
So that's where he
has a song called South Dakota.
South Dakota. Yeah.
Them roots run deep like the roots of the Pine Barrens.
It's been a while since we heard that.
It's funny that you just said that, Jordan, because me and my roommate watched the fucking Dale Gribble and Hank Hill power scaling videos a couple of weeks ago. Holy fuck.
That is truth indeed.
And it's coming back. It's getting another season.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm actually keen for that. That's going to be fucking dope.
Yeah. No, it's actually, I think it's going to be on streaming, so they're going to have more time to do stuff.
I'm not that okay with Beavis and Butthead, but I'm just really curious how they're going to do it, because I feel like you can really fuck up Beavis and Butthead.
King of the Hill, like, it's already so, like, its own thing. You can't fuck that up. Like, if you fuck it up,
there's no substance to King of the Hill.
What?
Like,
yeah.
Like, Beavis and Butthead doesn't have a lot of substance. King of the Hill is like an...
booby.
Yeah, and it's like King of the Hill is like a really in-depth show with a lot of like jokes that might go over your head until you grow up. You know,
when the fuck is that crossover gonna happen?
Which one?
Wait, which one?
Beavis and Butthead with King of the Hill.
Oh, we have no fucking idea.
Never. That would be awful.
That would be. How would that even work?
God dang it! You fucking idiots! Get out of my propanery. Oh, this guy said,
"You don't stop with that laughing, I'm gonna kick your ass."
I'm gonna kick your Beavis and Butthead.
Hey, you guys seem pretty cool. This kid reminds me of that. What the fuck is the kid's name in Beavis and Butthead? Like their fat friend. I'm okay to
Yeah,
he wears the fucking. I think he wears like a Loverboy t-shirt.
The one with the Nirvana t-shirt, right?
No, it's a Winger t-shirt.
Oh, Winger, that's what it was.
Yeah, he's like the chubby kid. He's like Bobby Hill with long hair.
It could have been possible that Mike Judge used him as like a fucking Stewart
template.
Yes,
Stewart. His name is Stewart.
Isn't Hank Hill semi in fucking Beavis and Butthead?
He's the fucking neighbor. He's the old neighbor, and it's the same fucking voice, but like a far different character.
Dang it, Dale!
He's just like fatter and wears a bucket cap, but he basically wears the Hank Hill attire too.
He wears the
like
Hank Hill attire, but he's like
Yeah.
Hank Hill if Hank Hill was fucking old and stupid.
Yeah.
maybe Beavis and Butthead is in the future.
I think it is actually. No, I think they're going to be old dudes.
Oh god,
Yeah.
that sounds awful.
No,
I'm
actually,
sorry.
wait.
Just make Beavis and Butthead do America harder, and just do that.
I actually have. You guys want the concept art
Beavis
for
and
this fucking
Butthead
thing?
do more America.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry, was that Charles?
I was gonna say, do you guys want to see the fucking art that they're doing for this? Like,
I kind
I
of
think
do.
I think I've seen
yes.
what they look like.
Here's an image.
Yeah.
There it is.
Old and senile.
Oh my god!
They're just fucking.
Oh my fucking god! I actually love it.
It's like Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I mean, Paramount Plus has got to put some content on their shit. So
Is it like a movie?
I think
Or is
it's
it
going to
just
be a movie and then possibly another series. I think it is a movie. Actually, I've heard movie and then I've also.
Because I
heard...
don't think you could do a series of just
No,
two
it says
old
movie.
farts
It says
like
movie.
this.
It's a new
Like,
movie.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you totally could. Like they still fall down the stairs and shit, and it's funnier now because they're old.
Because they're old. Yeah,
Get the
true.
life alert, dumbass! I'm falling and I can't get up.
See, this shit writes itself.
Yeah. What a fucking beaut. So I guess we'll transition.
I mean, speaking of cartoons,
Oh yeah, we got.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing now? What's the speaking of cartoons?
I mean, I don't know. It's I don't know. It's if you look at Corey's icon, you might get an idea of what we're going to talk about.
Of course, we have to talk about. We have to talk about the pilot released in 2020, and that we finally got the full series of in like a year, like a fucking full 2 years later in 2022.
We're talking about Smiling Friends, everybody.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god, I am blown away. I am so proud of those fucking guys.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I remember when some of those things were just bits on Psychic Pebbles' YouTube channel.
Or
And
his
Oni-
fucking,
Dude,
or
there's a-
Oni
Oni Plays
plays,
as well.
or
Yeah.
Dude, there's a fucking compilation video of every joke referenced
Every
in
deep cut.
Smiling Friends.
Yeah, and there's at least like 20.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay. Smiling Friends is an hour and 20 minutes total season 1. It cost the
Yeah.
price of one Family Guy episode, and it has provided so much memes, content, and shit
Oh my
that
fucking
is
Like,
just
it's
never
provided
ending.
a lot of joy as well. Like I
I've
Somebody-
actually
really
not seen
love
any of
these
the
characters.
memes.
somebody
ironically.
graffitied the green guy.
Glep.
Someone's gotten tattoos
Glep.
of Glep as well.
I almost.
You know what made me fucking very proud and like I almost shed a tear is the giant billboard. There was like a big billboard of Smiling
Oh yeah,
Friends.
they built
like,
one in Los
somewhere.
Angeles.
I'm like, bro, that's fucking so. That makes me so happy
They-
for him. I'm so
I-
glad that this has gone off.
So
like,
I think that like Adult Swim HQ also have the giant, like a giant inflatable smiling friend.
This, I feel
yeah.
like this is going to be their baby for a while. Because like this is
I am
this is
so
a
proud.
massive,
That's
Yeah.
definitely a good project to
And
lead.
the thing I feel as well is I don't think this is going to take a Rick and Morty, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
because Psychic Pebbles has been consistently fucking hilarious
Yeah.
for years.
Yes.
And a lot of the other crew as well. I mean, like
Michael
as
Cusack is fucking
His stuff
funny,
is,
too.
Yeah, his
I
shit's so
love
funny.
Michael.
The fucking Rick and Morty, which did he grab on me cock Morty fucking adventure thing.
Oh, yeah.
that was
And
hilarious.
then
I thought
he
that
had
was so
that
fucking
whole
funny.
other show.
Yeah.
The Gem Show or whatever
Yellow
the fuck
Crystal
it was.
Fantasy.
I love
It's
that.
funny.
I this show, like, I don't want to talk about it for too long, but
Right.
but if you guys have not seen Smiling
Oh
Friends,
my god!
please,
Like it's
please
on.
watch
If
Smiling
y'all got
Friends.
HBO Max, just turn that on. Or
Yeah.
shit, Adult Swim's playing
Yeah.
all the episodes every day. By the way, I do love the fact that when it quote unquote debuted, they just dropped every single episode for a night.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, fuck it, let's just drop it all. Let's just do it. Good on them, though. Like, honestly, I love
I kind of
that.
like the fact too, because like not to bring up like super old stuff, but like back in the Newgrounds days, like Zach was one of those guys that helped run quality control of that website for the most part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, and it's so good because I believe that like he's not gonna like jump the shark or like sell out with Smiling Friends, because you can even tell even the crew that he rolls with, like all the Oni plays guys, they're all very humble and appreciative for what they do.
Absolutely,
and they're all quite professional in terms of their like
totally
as well.
Yeah,
like fucking Tomar, like for
I will say like I remember like in the days when like Zach and even Chris were trying to get stuff like Leo and Satan or like Hellbenders like off the ground. Like they face so much red tape and issues, and it's just so cool to see him find like Zach specifically
finally a middle ground, like
find a middle ground and be able to be fucking creative and it be not only funny but like also charming. This seems like a show like where you can tell like Zach, Michael, and whoever else is helping them. Like shout outs to all of them. They seem to love the characters and the world, and I think that's like a big difference between something like Rick and Morty, which seems to. Or even modern Family Guy and Simpsons, which seems to not like its characters very much, and it's just kind of
And just for like a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, because I've been like my roommate is a huge fan of Oni Plays, for example. Like he watches their stuff all the time, and so he knew about Smiling Friends, and we watched it together. And then so like he looked up a bunch of like behind the scenes stuff with podcasts and stuff. Like considering the fact that they were given basically a budget on the same level of season 1 of Venture Brothers, and like they had to call in a lot of favors for people to like come in and do voice work and stuff like that just so they could make the season happen. And is nothing short of like how well it came out based on like all like how little basically they had to work with. And I think I think Smiling Friends coming out today in an age where social media is like a huge thing is good, because like Cartoon Network, like great that they gave them the money to make the show, but they put that show aired at a really shit time. Like a really terrible time for people to watch a new show. And if it wasn't for, it being on HBO Max and the word of mouth and the amount of memes and all the stuff on social media, I don't think it would have gotten renewed for a second season. It was one of those situations where it felt like they were testing them. Like Cartoon Network was testing them to say, if you can make this show work at a really shitty time slot or also do really well on streaming, then we'll keep you going. And they proved it, and they're signed for a second season. It's
an honest to God.
I also don't doubt that some of that had to come from obviously the two parties fan base, right? But I solely believe if it was bad, if it was just average, then like obviously it wouldn't have as much traction. It's fucking funny. I was cackling in half the shit that was bit.
God.
And it's so natural. A lot of the conversations and
there's just
a lot of the humor
realism
is very natural.
to it.
Yeah. And it's funny because and I love shows like this. All the characters are just things. They're not humans.
Yeah, they're called critters.
Like some of them are humans. Some of them are just critters and animals.
That's the name, like critter. Yeah.
And every episode is just
little creature, little funny little creature.
Like every episode's fantastic, and like it was like and like. It's hard to pick favorites, but like I mean, obviously, my favorite is the Halloween episode. That's
one of my favorite episode.
Picking up twigs. I like picking up twigs.
and like the very subtle way they lead into things, like what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, very slight spoilers to the series if you haven't seen it. In the they did the Shrimpina episode, and like where. Pim has his old thing about like being in a relationship, and then literally the next episode he had like, which was the Halloween one, he had like
a little fantasy
daydreams of having a family to try to calm himself down from the fucking thing that was after him. It's just like funny how they subtly
with like
did
a
that
personality
with so many
and like a little more like layers, so they're not just too simple.
Oh fuck! It's fucking the Renaissance Man joke. How well that paid off.
Like I love that.
Like he's just like
Renaissance.
He's just like,
the Renaissance Man. We're coming, man.
and then you didn't hear anything about it for the rest of the episode until bam.
Bam, right at the end. Did you hear the story about that? Like what they were going to do? Oh yeah,
no, I heard all these stories because Zach talked about all this shit on stuff like some podcast. Oh, what's
It was
the name of the podcast?
supposed to be an astrology
something
thing,
unknown.
talking about like how a meteorite was coming, and then the meteorite was going to hit the fucking, the fucking like angry or the frowning friends thing. And I'm like, that would have been just as funny, but I think the Renaissance Man thing.
The Renaissance Man is just such a curveball.
It's so random,
The
and it was an
asteroid
actual
thing is
that was a
more-
genuine conversation they had. That was just them talking. Because even says like Pym sounds a little bit more like, you know, like
Michael.
natural, not like as
He sounds just like
Pimmy.
Michael. Like
Michael. Yeah.
And it's funny
so
because
good.
and I think like getting hit by an asteroid, like that's been done before. So like the
Yeah.
Renaissance Men was a more like
Oh, no one's done something like that.
yeah,
So
it's more of a
that's why
left
it's so
turn,
fucking
which is
funny.
great. Like
I was just
and
gonna,
that's
I
why
was just
it works so
gonna
fucking
shoot
well.
you in the head and kill you.
Mr. Boss is. Can we just say Mr. Boss
Oh
is
my
a great?
God.
I want to say something about Mr. Boss.
Great character.
Like I love how
Yeah.
his whole character is that he's a great boss. He cares about his employees. He's just
Yeah.
weird. There's nothing wrong with it. He's just
very
weird.
fucking weird, man.
He's a very weird old man.
Yeah.
I like him.
Everybody on that show is weird, though. The birds fucking scream like men. It's awesome.
It's great. Also, I
Charlie's
wanna-
like the most regular character in the whole fucking
Wait, who is?
show.
Yeah.
yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie
And even
is
then
like
he-
the best straight man I've seen in comedy in a
Oh,
while.
it's great.
Like he's
And
such
I
a
love
great
it how
foil.
it's just Zach. Like, it's
yeah, it's
just
just
him.
him. It's just him. I love it.
I just
Yeah,
like
man.
like Jordan, you brought up some of the human elements, and I shared this fucking video on Twitter because like I actually came back from Indiana recently, and like I've got a little bit of like that post-flight ick that you go from when you
Yeah,
go from
you
one
feel
coast
me
to
like-
the other.
Excuse me, heavens.
I've actually had
I
that
love
happen to me
that.
at work where I'm
That's
talking
so
to a
good.
customer and I go, "Excuse me, heavens!" Like I've done that before.
Yeah, I just love heavens. Like it's
I
just
do
such
too.
a great.
I just gotta say, like, shout out to Smiling Friends for being a great representation of chubby gremlin guys named Charlie. I think that really works. Like, I really appreciate that, Zach. Thank you.
That's great. That's great.
And no matter what you do, don't drink a potion from a weird leprechaun person. It won't. It'll cure your headache, but you'll like get real pussy after like a couple of
You
weeks.
get like jaundice
I love
and
it.
shit.
Oh my god.
That reminds me as well of just like natural, just like funny things to say.
Mm.
Like, there's this meme, I can't quite remember.
Mhm.
It had something to do with. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I've got it on my phone. The meme is just like a Subway sandwich, and this is like dudes be like, "Subway sucks. My brother in Christ, you made the sandwich."
Yeah.
My brother in Christ.
I love that.
You made
Oh.
the sandwich.
Oh, by the way, Charles, just what you were saying earlier. There are multiple Smiling Friends HQ blow up
Oh, okay.
things. There, somebody spotted one in Venice Beach. Somebody spotted one in Nashville. Like,
Oh, that's
They're
so
all
fucking
over-
cool.
they're
The
all over the
marketing's
states.
awesome,
Doing
man.
numbers.
They're doing such a good job.
Yo,
Yeah.
Adult Swim knows what the fuck they're doing. I don't ever doubt what they do. I think 99% of the time they know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't doubt by at least like mid to late next year we'll have more.
Oh yeah.
I feel
totally.
like we'll definitely have more.
I will say too, the way they dropped the whole first season on its official debut date is a very
Yeah.
Adult Swim move to make because
Yeah, it's also very risky.
you
too.
gotta
A lot of
remind,
people
you gotta
like to- they
remember,
like
you,
to-
you gotta remind yourself that Adult Swim is the same like network block that when it debuted Moral Oral, another one of its big hits, they debuted the finale episode as a Christmas special, and then like a month, and then in January they debuted the official whole ass show, like in proper
Yeah.
order.
That is really wild. That
Like,
is actually really
So
wild.
so them doing that whole like dropping it on like just one random fucking Sunday is like on brand too, which is funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fucking cool. Either way, I'm glad that we spoke about this show because it's fucking it brings me joy.
Can we talk about something else?
I become a smiling friend whenever I watch it.
It's such a nice
Um,
show. It's like it's not like one of those cartoons that's like cynical. It's actually very optimistic. I like how it's a show about kind of smiling in the face of shit that sucks, and I kind of like
it actually has a cool little sub sort of thing going for it, right? They have purpose for what they do, even
Yeah.
when like some of the characters just straight up want to kill themselves. Like
It's just a very, I think it's just fucking hilarious.
It's
yeah,
fucking
and the
great.
names are very like small moo and shit. They're all just like you know that Zach's just like, oh, let's just name him like fucking small moo or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's just like, or like they're just hanging out and Zach's like, oh, what do I name this character? And then Chris O'Neill's in the other room. He's like, call him Smormoo, idiot.
Call him fucking Smormoo.
Yeah.
Anime,
fucking,
or
the dude with the no hands, and he's like, "Get out of my head! Get out of my head!"
Or like fucking like they'll just be doing something technical, like fucking. Like Chris will just be in the other room, like we'll be in the animator's room and be like, yeah, Charlie's drink, make it really well animated, make the liquid move really well.
Yeah, he's like, make it like absolutely fucking. You cannot tell that it's not fucking a cartoon.
I love how they like they talked about the that they about having to deal with like the what do you call it, the ratings board and like shit like they put the pubes on the one guy who's like the get out of my head man, like that guy, and some poor sap had to go in and erase the pubes from every single frame that dude was in.
Really? I thought he had armpit hair. Is that like?
Yeah, he had pubes apparently hanging out too, but apparently they had to get rid of those.
He's like one of the best characters, and I don't even think he has a fucking name.
Handless Man.
No, he's DJ something. If that's who we're talking about.
Oh yeah, DJ Spitz or something.
DJ Spitz. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. He does have a name. Oh,
and I remember when he showed up like multiple times. I was saying like even in my room, and I'm like comedies in threes.
Yeah. He's gonna be there 3 times. I like how his song sounds like a fucking Death Grip song too. It's straight up just Death Grip.
It totally does.
His voice is a TikTok trend at the moment too.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Him going, get out of my head. That's a fucking TikTok trend, and I'm like, a show has gotten big.
Oh my god, it's exploded, trend. And I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I couldn't be fucking happier. Anyway, I think we need to go to our segments now.
Wait, Zero and I, can we talk about a thing that we were planning to talk to?
Oh yeah. There's one more thing we gotta talk about.
Before we get to segments, we gotta discuss.
Go for it.
So Jackass Forever finally came out.
Oh my god!
Right, yes, this is the thing that.
And this was the first one I saw in the theater since the second one. I missed seeing 3 in 3D, and I'm kicking myself for not doing that.
Nah, it's all good.
Maybe one day it'll come back on theaters in 3D, and I can watch it.
They could do re-releases. I wouldn't doubt it.
4 or 5 of them can re-release them, surely.
But no, it's so it's funny because I have a unique experience because the night before, not the night before, but a few nights before I went to go see it, one of my partners hadn't seen Jackass 3D, and me and the other partner were like, you have to watch this. So we sat down, we watched it, and I was always kind of meh on 3D, but watching it again, it still holds up really well.
3D is really fucking good. Like, I love how.
I mean, I think what made it for us is, especially now being like in a fucking poly-gay relationship, it's funny that like the funniest thing was the fucking slow-mo dildo.
Oh yeah.
That was just hitting fucking Buddy in the face.
Oh yeah.
Like shit like that. But yeah, no, it still holds up. So I had one of the movies fresh in my mind, and even before this, back when the movie was going to release in October, I rewatched 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, the uncensored TV show, because I got that box set that was $20 that came with like everything. The only thing I haven't watched is Bad Grandpa and Bad Grandpa 0.5.
You don't you honestly, Bad Grandpa 0.5 and Action Point, you can skip them. Like they're okay, but there's like there's clearly like that missing ensemble element that like
pretty
makes
sure
Jackass
I saw
great.
Bad Grandpa at the movies and it was okay.
Yeah.
So I was caught up for a little while. Like I had the wheels greased basically by that point. But yeah, no. Charles, before I go into my experience, can you give your experience of seeing Jackass Forever?
Oh my god! So I've like, as you know, somebody who grew up in the MTV generation of the '90s and 2000s, Jackass was a mainstay for me. It was always that show like my dad would let me watch, but my mom would not at all until she gave in. And it was like a bonding like show for my friends and my, at the time, stepbrothers, and like we loved it. We loved, Viva La Bam, CKY, Wild Boys, and of course Jackass. And the movies were like something you never could have told me that would have been made. Like, how are they going to make a movie of Jackass? And they did. And I loved all three growing up. And as well as the 0.5s. And for me, like 2021, the movie theaters were open up, so I was going to the cinemas whenever I could. I'm like, I'm going until they stop making me go again, because I want to get my movie theater fix. And So
as the film buff you are.
Exactly. And Jackass, like, the one thing I'm, like, happy to say is that, like, before I saw Jackass Forever, I was actually just marathoning clips from the show and the movies just to get myself, like, in that state. And I just remember, it's like, this shit holds up so well. Like, for a show that's just people, like, pranking each other, hitting each other in the nuts, doing ridiculous stunts, it surprisingly holds up well for so many reasons. Like, and I'm so happy to, like, go on, like, Letterboxd, which is where I, log in a lot of my films that I watch and reviews, and, like, people still adore Jackass. Everybody, young, old. People just seem to kind of grown on it. Like, everybody who was cynical about it in the heyday of it loves it. But anyway, I was psyching myself up, and, I saw it on a Friday afternoon at the new mall, movie theater at the mall that I go to. And I love that movie theater, and, like, I watched it. It wasn't a very, it wasn't a crowded theater, because afternoon shows on a Friday usually don't have a lot of people.
Yeah.
But, like, me and the, 8 other people who were there, we were laughing our asses off, through the whole fucking thing, Like, it was genuinely just such a warm experience.
I think it's still in theaters for us here in Australia.
It is, and I think it's going to be coming to Paramount Plus in the future.
Yeah, I might cop a ticket and watch it. I still need to watch Uncharted, but I don't know. I'll see how it goes.
It's really good. It's like the you got mostly everybody back. Ryan Dunn, who passed, is not in it.
I mean, the main thing to say is that there is none of the CKY guys are there.
Yeah,
because
except for Rab
Ryan
himself.
obviously
Except
passed
Rab himself.
away.
Rab himself is there. He's one of the camera operators.
Is Rab there? I didn't notice.
Yeah,
Rab
he's a
being
camera
there.
operator, and the thing is, everybody knows about the Bam Margera controversy, how he was cut out of the film. He's in one segment of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Bam's there?
He is in one of the stunts they do. It's the treadmill marching band one. He's the second guy to just completely eat shit, and he's the one checking on Steve-O.
Oh, is he? I didn't even notice that.
Everybody's no, that's Chris Pontius. I'm no, Pontius has longer hair. It's definitely him.
And I'm gonna have to check back that. Then.
Oh yeah, no, totally. It took me a minute to realize.
I thought he straight up was just not in the film.
No. He was in the film, but his contract, similar to with Jackass 3 and Steve-O, they wanted Bam to be sober, on set so they could do this shit.
It was Jackass 2 because by Jackass 3 Steve-O was completely sober.
No. I thought it was 3.
Because Jackass. No. Jackass 2, he was at his worst, and they said, you can't do drugs for Jackass 2 at all. And he's like, yep, I won't. And he went clean for the entirety of that movie just because he was dedicated to doing that movie. I heard
it was 3.
And then he went back to drugs.
So I heard it was 3 because Knoxville has himself described Jackass 2 as the one where we were all on our worst behavior.
Yeah.
So
3 is when he was completely clean.
Oh yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. For 3, he got cleaned up, is what I heard. Like I said, I could be wrong.
Well, no, for 2, I think it was for 2.
It could be.
They knew he was at a really bad state, and so they said, "Hey, you can't do drugs while we're on this." Alcohol was still cool, but they were like, "You can't do drugs during this." He's like, yeah. And then he, that was the only thing that Steve-O would be like, I won't do drugs for this.
Okay. Maybe it was alcohol. He got him sobered up for 3. But
anyway. And then after that, he had the whole thing, and then he got sobered up, and then Jackass 3D happened, and he was sober.
Yeah, he's been sober since, which is good for him. But, it's so good to see the boys back and hear, hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville, welcome to Jackass after so many years. It's just, it warms my heart, and I love this movie because it feels like a perfect culmination of the show and the movies. And even today, for anybody who doesn't know, Jackass Forever is not just, Knoxville, Steve-O, Pontius, Preston, Wee Man, Dave, Danger Aaron. In my opinion, Danger Aaron, by the way, proves himself in this movie to be the most hardcore member next to Knoxville.
Yeah. His name is Danger, of course he is.
Yeah, I know, but everybody,
but they always make fun of him
always
in all
calls
the
him
movies.
the holder of the Jackass short straw. And I'm like, yeah, but he's more hardcore than a lot of them. But it's great, and I love all the new members. There's one guy on there called
Oh my god.
There's Poopies, who's like a surfer dude.
I love Poopies. Poopies is fantastic.
Poopies is great. Then they got
Don't take that out of context.
I know. Poopies is great. I love
Poopies.
I adore Zach Ass. They actually got Zach, what's his name? Who is also known as Zach Ass.
Zach is fucking fantastic.
And then they got one of the guys.
So
this is interesting. You know, much like because it's a Jackass film, they have these guest stars. You know, as they do, like Tony Hawk and all that. This one, they actually, one of the new guys is actually a member of Odd Future, and he joins in on the fun. And of the many, like, special guests they have in this movie, like, you know, Tony Hawk is in it. Rob Dyrdek actually shows up for a fucking fun thing. And so does, like, Tyler, the Creator, is actually part of one of the stunts, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, wow.
Eric Andre?
Eric Andre shows up for more than one. I thought he was just going to be a one-off, and MGK is also there. But I also, like, think it's interesting. This is the first time I think we've seen, like, a female Jackass member, and that's, I think her name's Rachel, or is it?
Yeah, she was fantastic. Oh my god, the fucking... Again, I don't want spoilers, but there was one stunt she did. Oh my god.
Like, it's a great...
I was like, god damn it.
It's one of these movies, like, where you just watch it, like, it just feels like like I said, this movie's a perfect culmination of, like, what makes Jackass work, while... It, like, feels like a celebration of everything from the hilarity to, like, the kinship everybody has. It's so fucking funny. Like, if I could pick, like, favorite, like, segments, for me personally, my favorite, like, jokes/segments without spoiling them, one of them is called The Quiet Game, where it's, like, Rachel, Poopies, and Steve-O are these mimes, and the thing is, they have to do these painful things but not make noise. It's fucking great.
Oh, it's so great. Oh my god, Steve-O has... one of the best parts in it. It's you probably know which one it is, Charles. The one with I'm just gonna say the one with the bees.
Yes,
and I'll let y'all.
Oh my god, that one hurts.
What that is.
And another stunt they do.
I was wincing in my seat because I am fucking terrified of like not bees but like wasps and hornets and stuff that sting.
One more segment that I loved, and I swear this will be the last segment I talk about. The other one that made me fucking lose it laughing personally was the Silence of the Lambs prank. Because it's a stunt. It's a prank disguised as a Knoxville stunt, and it's the perfect amount of Jackass gaslighting that is just so damn funny.
Jackass lighting.
Yeah.
What?
That's what it should be fucking called.
Yeah.
Jackass.
With all that being said, there is one thing I wanted to say, and that like when I left the theater and saw it, I thought to myself that was pretty good. But I don't know if I don't know where it sits now because it didn't. It's too early for me to say it didn't feel as good as the other ones. But like, part of me is just like, I have to get it. Like, I have to be like, I get it. You know, there's like no CKY guys there,
and they're all older, so it's like it's not as hardcore.
Older, and so they can't do the crazy shit anymore.
They do still crazy shit. Like, don't ever
but not like. But not
like Jackass 2 stuff crazy. Not like Jackass 2.
Not stuff like the failed ending in 1 or going around Japan in panda suits, like shit like that.
This is like it feels like they're kind of going back to the roots of like 1 and 2.
Yeah. It felt like, you know what it felt like to me? It felt like an unrated episode of the TV show. That's what it felt like.
And I think that's actually really cool. Like, personally, I was okay with that.
Like I think that's neat. Like, they don't, like, and that's the thing, like, I realized afterwards, I'm like, well, they don't need to top themselves anymore.
No.
Some of these guys are in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah,
like,
Knoxville's 50, and like...
They need to worry about that. Like Johnny Knoxville, there are scenes where he has gray hair and there are scenes where he has black hair.
Yeah.
Because his hair grayed throughout the fucking movie.
Exactly. And it's great. Also, one last thing, as like, stay for this movie's credits. Not because there's like a mid-credit teaser or whatever, but because like the credits made me love this film just as much as the other three.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the final shot, it's just simply... a shot from one of the older shows, and it's Ryan Dunn, and it just says, "Thank you, Ryan Dunn."
Yeah,
it's the sweetest goddamn thing. Good.
Fuck yeah, yeah. Well, they obviously I reckon they did this for him. You know, they probably did this just.
I mean, the original name of the movie is "We Aren't Done Yet."
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like that's originally what they were going to call the movie. Yeah. But then they probably realized that was a little insensitive.
That was a little on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
But no, yeah, it's like I also I recommended like again I'm still gonna let it sit with me for a little bit before I say where it sits for me in the series,
totally,
but highly recommended. Definitely go see it in a theater, even if there's only a few people. Everyone's gonna chuckle. I guarantee.
I might do it if I've got some free time.
Totally.
A day that I have.
There's less gross out humor in this one too,
but they still get the grossness in there. It's not as gross and hardcore.
Yeah, but that's the thing that's kind of a stickler for some people. Like my one of my partners, we had to keep telling her to be like, shield your eyes. This is the part you're not gonna like, kind of thing. Yeah, because it would involve throw up or poopy or something that. I think the worst poop part is actually at the start of the film. Poor Steve-O.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, I'll check it out. I think it's good. I haven't seen a Jackass film or TV series thing for years now. So, all right. Well, with that, is there anything else we want to talk about before we go on to our little segments? I think we're going to be slimming down the segments here on out because there's so many of them. But I think we'll stick to the ones that we sort of like and know. We'll first start with everyone's favorite. I'm working on it. And that I don't know if we have to legally change.
Near the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. This is the episode where we get off our...
I generally figure, this is the new order now.
This is the new order. What are we working on? And then we're going to go into other shit. I like it.
Okay.
Switch things up for season 2.
This is the French New Wave noise cast.
And maybe we'll do it differently next time. We don't know.
Because we can't remember. Yeah, are we still allowed to call it I'm working on it since all that shit happened last year?
Yeah.
Why not?
We'll just use your voice clip now.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm smirking on it. I'm jerking it off.
You're jerking on it.
Oh, now it makes me think of the thing.
Oh, no! We can't escape it.
Listen. The one thing I heard is it doesn't make all the past stuff not funny.
No.
It just makes it more real.
Yeah.
We are not talking about this.
Let's not talk about this.
Listen, we said we wouldn't talk about Pro Jared's penis. We're not going to talk about
we are this whole thing is getting
going to talk about Pro Jared's penis.
Yeah, a whole season later, guys. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. When did that happen? 2017 at this point? I don't even remember.
No, 2019 because I broke my ankle when it happened.
Anyways, we're working on it. Who's working on what? Who's going?
Oh yeah. Zero, you can go. You go if you want first.
Okay, well, I'll keep this brief and pick it to one major thing. So, as all y'all know, my main hustle now is the VTuber streaming thing.
Correct.
I'm gonna. I just announced April 16th during the long weekend, Saturday the long weekend. I will be debuting finally my live 2D model. Now, if you don't know what that means, I'll just explain to everybody for those of you who don't know VTuber stuff. My current model is a 3D one that was made with Vroid, which is a free program that anybody can make a model out of those. A live 2D is one that somebody has to draw as a 2D object in layers, like a 2D anime girl in layers.
Yeah.
And then it has to be animated by hand in a program so it can move around and stuff in 3D space. So
yeah, of course.
It's similar to those things where those face warp things where you get a face in I think it was
Deep
Snapchat
right?
did it. Yeah, or Snapchat did it where you put an image on your face and you move your face around and the image kind of moves as if it
that's
was that.
It's like that's Shenmue. Is it Shenmue? No, Yakuza. It was like that Yakuza meme.
Dame.
Yeah. And so I've had this model for 6 months, and recently a friend, my friend Roddy and I offered to she wanted to learn how to do 2D rigging, which is what it's called when you animate a model. And so she's like, I want to learn how to do it. So I was like, you know what? I've been waiting for months to get mine done. Here's mine. Go nuts. And she did a fucking fantastic job setting it up. So I'm going to be debuting it. And on that day, on the on the 16th of April. There's the link if you guys want to see what it looks like.
Sweet.
Do you want me to, whoever's editing it, to put the picture in too, or?
You don't have to put it in, but it's on Roddy and Knight's Twitter. I haven't retweeted it because
it looks so good.
That's dope.
Like, it really does look great.
Like, and that's with facial tracking. That's how it's moving and stuff. So,
yeah.
So April 16th, I'm probably going to go 12 p.m. Eastern to 12 a.m. It's going to be 12 hours. I'm going to have like goals. I'm going to have like probably a bunch of stuff going on. It's going to be a long stream. And so, yeah, that's going to be debut this, and this is going to be one of the models I use moving forward until my new 3D one gets made. Whenever that happens, because I'm on a wait list for that. So
I honestly believe this looks great. Like it does look really, really nice.
It looked a lot better than I thought. And honestly, like when I couldn't find somebody to do the rigging work, because it's expensive, because it takes a long time. Like I've been quoted prices like over $1,000 before just to get this set up, the rig for it set up, and I already paid like a decent amount. Like the model wasn't cheap. Like I paid already for it, and I was ready when I couldn't find somebody to do it. I was like ready to just say, maybe I'll just cut my losses and not do this one, and then just go wait until I get the new 3D. But then my friend came in and she offered to do it. So shout outs to Roddy and Knight for helping me out and rigging that, and she'll be opening up rigging commissions soon. So if you have a 2D model or you need one because she also draws them, and you want to get it animated or rigged like that, definitely check out her Twitter because she'll be opening those up soon. So
hell yeah.
But yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to promote. Other than just I'm just streaming 5 times a week. Oh, also, also I'm part of that group VHL, not safe for work content. Can't really talk about that, but you know.
Yeah, we're an MA 15 plus at the moment.
Yeah,
we're not at the R18.
If you look up B Hentai Live, you can find it.
All right, well there you go. Now we're R18 plus. Okay, cool.
Hey, Charles, what do you got going on?
Oh, what am I working on?
What's happening?
Well, you know, I'm still sort of kind of doing voice work. It's just been really harder at the house I'm at right now, but that's one of the reasons I've been working on that big move I was talking about, so I can make more of that side hustle money and also just work on more of my craft. I'm also still trying to work towards some more parodies. There's actually a show coming out in summer I've wanted to do since the 90s, since I was a boy. And it was a 90s, like, OVA anime. And it'll be on Netflix.
I think I know what it is.
It's what?
Yeah. I think I know what it is. I don't know if you're going to mention it.
Oh, but. Yeah. No. The show, when it comes to Netflix, is called Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy. And I've had, like, a script.
Oh, dude.
I've had, like, a script of a parody I've had of the old 90s OVA that was, like, 6 episodes long. And I never wanted to make it because I hated how that OVA ends on a fucking go fuck yourself cliffhanger. And I always said to myself, if there was ever a time this would get properly animated for like a series, I jump on it. And I already had, and like I've already, like it started last year when there was like a rumor of somebody buying an internet fucking domain for Bastard, and I didn't know which Bastard it was. It was Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy or Bastard the Webtoon. And I'm like, I really hope it's the former.
The Webtoon. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was like, please be the former for God's sakes. And then like, they just suddenly announced it's like, and then like, it started like showing up on Twitter again, and I'm like, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. And so I looked deeper into it, and there was official artwork, and I literally screamed. I was like so fucking like, this is literally what 11-year-old me has always wanted.
That's awesome.
Like, my heart is full.
You get something that you've wanted for so long.
And it's like, I get not just something I wanted, but something I've wanted to do something with and enjoy. And it feels wholly mine because, like, not many people know about Bastard. And I think that's a shame.
Yeah,
but
I'll watch it.
It is what it is. Sure. And also, like, Jordan and I might be working on something come October time.
Ooh,
correct.
Spicy.
Maybe Jordan can mention that in his updates of what he's working on.
Yeah, I could.
Right now.
Yeah.
I feel like right now. No, next.
Oh.
I don't know if I want to mention it just yet because I want to. I might wait till the next episode just so it's a little bit closer to the date because I have this thing where if I say something that's going to come out like later. it might just not come out.
Okay, fair.
So it's like,
Bro, you
I don't
got
like
8 months to make it
I
happen.
don't like
You got
jinxing
8
it,
fucking
bro.
months to make it happen, dude.
Yeah.
I do. But the thing is, we also got to wait for it to like get animated.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have dated this episode just by like, saying when the thing's happening, because who knows if this actually comes out in April.
Exactly.
That's right. We're talking about the Kanye West album, Dawn to 2. Moving on.
Yeah.
Dawn to 2,
Yes,
Electric
the Kanye
Boogaloo.
West album, Dawn to 3.
Dawn
Yeah,
to
we just
3.
This podcast episode Dawn to
would be
3.
no. Wait. It would be
Yeah.
It would be Dawn to 2,
I almost-
Kanye Boogaloo, and then Dawn to 3 would be called Ye Harder.
Ye Harder.
Dawn to
the
3,
country.
Ye Harder.
Ye Harder.
I don't know if I like that or what was the other one? The Man of Something Something that we said earlier.
It was it was like a man with a funny voice or something. No, man with a funny last name.
Man with the funny last name. Those are my 2 recommendations for podcast episodes.
Nice. What are you working on? Cheese Danish. I mean, Corey.
So I'm just gonna say everything I talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
assume I'm
basically.
doing that, and then I'm just gonna roll everything else I'm working on into the next segment anyway. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
No worries. Well, as for me, I'm going to also keep it very short and simple. Everyone knows that I did sort of slightly come back and do some do a short little serial experiments lane thing.
So good.
And that is going to continue. I've got ideas. I've already talked to some peeps about voices. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Mhm.
Charles. But
I thought you were saying to me, I'm like, oh, fuck, did I not do it?
I mean, at the end of the day, every one of the guys here are going to play a character, like at least one
fuck.
fucking character, and there's only going to be a few of them. But I've already planned it out. I just need to sit down and go for a long drive again, so I can remember and think about all the new jokes. But I have ideas, and essentially it'll be out sooner rather than later. But that's one thing I'm working on, the serial experiments lame thing. And I am going to try. I mean, it's been a little bit harder. I've had my mother in town. I haven't seen her for 2.5 years, so I haven't been streaming. But I'm going to try and stream at least very very bare minimum once a week. And I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And it's a lot of fun. Which was one thing I was going to talk about in the next segment, but I feel like I'll probably just keep that short and sweet to mention it here.
I love how like one night you raided me, but you didn't raid me properly, so it didn't come through.
I'm sorry. I think I was like trying
like
my
I'm like,
best
oh
there.
hi, Mister Up here. Oh hi, cat likes mice. I'm like, where do you? Oh,
Yeah.
that's where you guys came from.
Oh yeah, whoopsie. I didn't do
Mr.
it
Up here was like,
properly.
yeah, he fucked up.
I'm so bad. But anyway,
That's funny.
I'm still trying to get used to this Twitch thing, even though I did have like a schedule like a year and a bit ago. I don't have a schedule. I'm just going to do it whenever, and I don't plan on
Yeah.
it being a permanent thing. It's just going to be something that I do. You never know. I might even try doing it more than once a week. But yeah. So far, it's the serial experiments lame thing. And I'm not sure about the rest of my content at the moment. I do have ideas, but it's all up in the air.
Yeah.
I have been on YouTube for 11 years, basically, so it could be whatever the fuck I want at this point. And I'm not really solid in putting anything in stone, except like with me and Charles, what we might be working on.
Something much later in the year.
Yeah, it really depends on the release date of these things, but yeah, I'm very keen for that too. Either
Hell
way,
yeah.
that's me. We'll go to what was the one that we did after this? This was usually the one at the end.
Stick it to the noise.
Oh no, we'll skip that
Let's
one
just
for
kill
this
that.
time.
Let's kill that segment. But I do have.
All right,
I
we'll
do
take it
have
out back
one.
and shoot it.
I do
Oh, yeah,
have
sure.
one that I want to give you guys.
best. This better be the best one ever because we're taking the segment out back and shooting it afterwards.
We'll beat it like a
Wait,
fucking
hold on.
dead horse. Oh my god.
It's
Speaking of dead horses, actually, maybe I shouldn't talk about. Well, I said to Josh, I'm like, Josh, I'm not going to mention this in the podcast episode. We were actually talking 2 days ago, and we're like, Why don't we? I'm like, why don't I just randomly at some point mention Mr. Hands, and then that's it.
Jesus
For no
Christ.
reason. For no reason.
I like how you use.
And now that we can, because there's some substance to it. Let's never talk about Mr. Hands. But
Ever.
Fuck you, Josh. I told you I would do it.
I low key love that you even started that off with. I said I wasn't gonna say this on the podcast.
What have we got here?
This is the
Jeep.
one I found.
This is my Jeep. There are many like it. I can barely read that. I read that, sorry. Many like it, but something.
This is my. Look, hold
And
on.
now I see.
Enhance.
And now
Enhance.
enhance. Now I say ing is me. Oh, on the left there.
Yeah.
And is that like a gun at the top or something?
What is that?
I don't know. I just saw this and I thought to
Which one
myself,
am I
"Oh
which one am I
my
laughing
fucking
at?
god!" Like I saw that one and I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
I genuinely think nothing beats like in my opinion, nothing beats the fucking car covered in all those lewd anime stickers.
Oh
and
my
shit.
god!
That was
It says,
just obscene.
okay. The sticker says, "This is my Jeep. There are many like it, but this one is mine."
Okay.
Okay, it's Full Metal.
And the
so it's
other
a Full Metal
sticker in the
Jacket
corner
reference.
says, "What the fuck does the one in the corner say?" Oh my god! I think it got cut off, but oh my god! I saw this and I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Okay. This amputee
This
rocks 50 legs.
Oh, that's
Oh
great.
my god.
I was saying,
50
that one I
legs.
actually caught in the wild too.
Oh my god!
That's
I
hilarious.
didn't find
So
that.
that one.
Amputee rocks. That's like the opposite of an
Put
amputee.
50 legs beside it.
50 legs.
It's terrible.
Oh, that's
Oh
horrible.
my god. Okay, anyway, that one's awesome. Alright, well, what is the fucking segment called? I can't believe it's been so long.
It's
Noise Boy's
Noise
Choice.
Boy's Choice.
Yeah.
Noise
Yeah.
Boys Choice. Yeah, that one. Let's do that. And we'll start with Doom this time. What do you recommend?
So the first thing I want to recommend, we're doing two, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we'll do
Yes,
two.
do
We'll just
two.
do two.
There is a podcast that I recommend everybody check out. I'm getting the official name of it now.
It's called the Very Noise Podcast.
It's
Well,
the
yes,
official podcast.
Definitely listen to the Very Noise official podcast, which you are doing now.
Yeah.
But this podcast is called "Did I Ever Tell You the One About?" And then, so it's a hip hop oriented podcast.
Nice.
But the reason why I'm recommending season 2 is because this season is all about MF Doom, who,
nice.
as a lot of people know, is one of my favorite just artists in general. It's the story. It's sort of like peeking behind the metal mask in a lot of ways, and kind of like hearing the stories about Doom from the point of view of people that actually knew him. And if for nothing else, just to loop this back to Adult Swim, listen to the Jason DeMarco interview episode. Because Jason DeMarco talks about MF Doom's long, kind of messed up history with Adult Swim.
Okay.
And the second thing I want to recommend is a streamer. It's a friend of mine by the name of Big Willie Isms. The reason I recommend him, and the reason I kind of didn't say anything about what I'm working on, is because one of the things I've been working on as sort of a side thing is I am on Twitch. I'm just on Willie's channel every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because he runs something called DRWF Rage, Drive, and Underground. They're basically wrestling shows using the game Fire Pro Wrestling.
Great game.
On the PC.
Okay.
Good
It's a
game.
Japanese game. And
Nice.
it's an interactive federation, so people come and join the stream, and then they can pick wrestlers to fight on the show, and you can win bragging rights, and there's betting involved with channel points. It's quite in depth. I know there are several spreadsheets involved, and all I really do is just sort of sit there and call moves and get to do something that I've enjoyed watching since I was a young lad, and getting to sort of be like one of the voices of calling the action.
That's cool, man.
I gotta sit down and watch more of those, because ever since Amiibo Armageddon ended, I was like, I need to watch something like that where it's just like a whole league that was made out of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's a lot of fun. There's some silliness that goes on. We joke a lot. He also, on Monday, Willie streams Japanese wrestling in the book of the Ministry of Puro, and he opens up chapters of great Japanese wrestlers, and it's great if you're a fan of wrestling and you want to watch some matches with some legends you may not have heard of from America. Definitely go check them out on Mondays. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for DRWF, and I'll be there.
Fuck yeah. That's cool. I like that. I like that. That's a unique kind of thing,
Yeah. And of course, supporting the homie. So, Charles.
Gotta do that.
I'm suggesting some things.
I'm picking now, so it's Charles.
Okay, well, something that happened over the past year for my first segment, I want to say that something that happened actually about a week ago was I visited my girlfriend Allie, who's moving here in her hometown of Indiana. Or home state of Indiana, excuse me. And I actually got to do something that I've always wanted to do, and I've said that when I turn 30, if I don't get it done, I am certainly doing it, is get a tattoo. And I don't know who we are choosing to edit this, but I would love it if they could put this image I am trying to get. Is it not loading?
Yeah.
This is actually
I like what I saw before.
Yeah, no,
like
it's the exact same picture you've seen before, Jordan. I actually recently got my first tattoo on my forearm. I got the bullfrog, excuse me, known as Jeremiah. Not to be confused with Jeremiah was a bullfrog from the popular song from the movie The Big Chill. But no, my first recommendation is the music of lo-fi artist Daniel Johnston. For anybody who is not familiar, Daniel Johnston in the 90s was like kind of this he's an American songwriter, and he's really thought of as like a significant figure in like a lot of the avant-garde lo-fi outsider alt music.
Yeah.
And like a lot of his stuff is like weirdly recorded on like consisted of like cassette tapes that were recorded at his own home under very low circumstances, with like a lot of his like lyrics being very like pure and even childlike. He actually passed away in 2019. God bless him. Like,
that's nice.
But like, and he was a guy who like had kind of a long period of mental health, like with his bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. But he loved writing music about like how he felt about certain stories in regards to his mental health, and like he would always like pass out his music on tape at the McDonald's he used to work at in Austin, Texas. And in the 90s, he gained a cult status from Nirvana's Kurt Cobain, who would always wear a t-shirt of Jeremiah, who's on my tattoo. It's not loading for some reason on the Discord, but that's alright. Like,
Discord's taking a shit right now, so...
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's still
as it does, but like, I love...
We will have the tattoo. We will have the tattoo.
Yeah, no, you will. But like, Daniel
Congrats
Johnson...
on joining the cult, by the way.
Huh?
Yeah, the tattoo.
Oh, absolutely.
Cult.
I'm all about it, and like... A lot of Daniel Johnston's music is so great to listen to, and like I got the Jeremiah tattoo because or Corey, whom the gentleman, just like he told me that I should make my first tattoo somewhat personal. He suggested that, and I had to like think, and I had a few ideas, and I love Daniel Johnston's music. He's a very big inspiration to me for like writing, and like I love lo-fi alternative music, and like my favorite album by him is the album Hi, Hello, How Are You? Or just Hi, How Are You? Excuse me. And it's a fantastic film. It's like, if you're looking for something that's like really well produced, you're not going to get that, but you have this musical authenticity that I think is so hard to replicate. And his lyrics are absolutely some of the best. Like, I know one of his shortest songs is one that I often sing to myself. It's called You Are a Writer, and it's a song Daniel would sing to himself. It's called, like, goes, you are a writer, and your pen is on fire. Or, like, your paper's on fire. It's fantastic. Like, if anybody hasn't heard of Daniel Johnston, I also recommend the documentary. I haven't seen it yet, but I know there's a documentary about him called The Devil and Daniel Johnston. And I've heard that's fantastic. I'll be watching that this year. But it's about, like, you know, his music, as well as, like, him dealing with, like, his bipolar disorder and all that. And
yeah,
it's just, like, I love, like, you know, we all have different opinions on music, and I wanted to start off with, like, an artist I truly love and I found through friends. And now I have, like, an absolute, like, way to show my love of his music and my own artistry that I relate to with him. So, like, if y'all are on YouTube and you want some lo-fi avant music, just search up Daniel Johnston, start with Hi, How Are You, and just give it a chance. Like I said, it's not super well produced, because, again, he did it, like, very low grade, like, just on a cassette tape and his own guitar, but it's just such a great sense of authentic music that it's hard to come by. That's my first recommendation. And I'll keep my second one short, because I went on a little long. My second one is actually a TV show that I've been watching with Allie a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, it's probably the best superhero show, up there with, like, Netflix Daredevil and Invincible. And if nobody knows about this show, I heavily recommend it. It's the DC series Doom Patrol.
Ooh, very good show.
I adore this show so much. Like, I love the original. Like, the original comic is fantastic, and I think it's, like, the best thing DC has made. Like, even with all the movies they make, like, well, like, Doom Patrol is fantastic. The best way I could describe the show is, like, X-Men meets the Fantastic Four with, like, an exceptionally vulgar, batshit insane, like, sense of humor. Like, the whole show is that it's basically, what's his name? Timothy Dalton, who, you know, was a former James Bond, plays this, like, kind of Professor Xavier type, who gets these different, like, unnatural powered superhumans, and, like, wants to kind of form, like, a team to, like, stop world-ending, like, dooms. And it just consists of, and they're all kind of dysfunctional in their own way. Like, there's Cyborg, who's best known for, like, Teen Titans and Justice League. There's Robot Man, a robot, like a former NASCAR driver with his brain put inside of a robot, and he's played by Brendan Fraser. And this was, like, Brendan Fraser's...
That's awesome.
This was... I love Brendan Fraser, and this was, like, his comeback vehicle that's really caused people to, like, give his career a second wind. And then there's, like, Crazy Jane, who's this girl with dissociative personality disorder, and each of her alters gives her different abilities. There's Negative Man, who's, like, this former Air Force pilot who, like, actually has this, like, plasma, like, entity within himself that he can use. And then there's Elastigirl, who can, like, manipulate and shape her body. And they go up against a variety of just different apocalyptic villains and, like, figuring out mysteries and all that. It's damn good. If you have HBO Max or have a way of, like, checking it out, and especially if you're a Brendan Fraser fan and you want to be part of, like, the We Love Brendan Fraser fan club.
That man is a nice man.
He's a nice man.
He's a treasure. Fuck yeah, Brendan Fraser.
Like,
we love you.
His role as Robot Man is up there, in my opinion, with his work in The Mummy. Like, it's that good.
Oh.
That's nice.
Mummy's such a goat movie.
It's such a goat movie. And this is
I need to watch the Mummy movies.
It's goated with the sauce.
It's goated with the sauce. Also, like, Brendan Fraser's going to be in a Martin Scorsese film this year, and I'm, like, excited for that. But anyways,
just get all that goat cheese all over me.
Let's throw. Those are my recommendations: Daniel Johnston's music and Doom Patrol. Zero, it is your turn to recommend some stuff.
All right, so I have two recommendations.
Yeah.
I have two recommendations. One of these, I'll get to it in a second. The first one I would recommend is a YouTube channel I found, Max Impact 24. They do new videos Tuesdays or Fridays every week. They just do, like, really short, like, game videos, like top 10s and stuff. And, like, it's just a guy and his friend, and it's really interesting, kind of like just they're just quick produced, like, video game videos. Like, they're like 5 minutes,
right?
So there's nothing more to say about that. They do a lot of they talk about a lot of wrestling game stuff, so if you like wrestling games, I'd definitely be into that. They just do random things like top 5 Jalico NES games, for example. Like, they do some weird ones too, like like top 5 like vehicle combat NES games. Like they just like pick a topic and they're like, we're gonna do a top 5 at that.
That is one of my favorite things.
I like that.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite things. I was like very specific a video about a very specific thing. Like, so I will check that out.
Oh, I was just talking to quickly, just as a side thing. I was just talking to Josh yesterday. I don't know if anyone's done this before, but has anybody like created like a top 5 or a top something of like health bars in video games? Because I don't think I've seen anything on that thing. Because I was thinking about it, like there's some really cool health bars, like how Dead Space has one that's a part of the environment, like part of your suit. Like that's their health bar.
Well, Jordan, I guess we got a video you need to make.
Hey, top 5 health bars in video games, and Dead Space will win.
If somebody else doesn't steal it by the time this comes out.
Yeah, but I've just never seen it. Anyway, go.
And because Jordan has to go, I'm going to do real quick my second one, which Charles, you actually did watch as well. Iguana Death in the American Suburbs.
Yeah.
Which I liked it for a completely different reason why, like, that you gave.
Right.
For years.
I was confused.
This was submitted to just full disclosure, this was submitted to a film festival that a friend of mine has to moderate all the films for. And so she sent it to me, and like it's supposed to be an artsy movie, but it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it definitely had a humorous vibe to it, like when I watched it.
The build up to the fucking don't do cocaine joke.
Yeah, that
fucking
made me laugh.
Yeah, that was
made
great.
me laugh. Like, because that was just so. It was just so like out of the blue almost.
The film's only 7 minutes long and like a minute of credits, so go check it if you can find it. Iguana Death in the American Suburbs. But there's another scene where like he complains about guy's like, I wish you wouldn't chew gum at my iguana's funeral, and his girlfriend spits in the gum, and she does like this loud yell. Like, I was laughing uncontrolled. Like, it probably didn't help that we were watching these after like we had watched a bad movie night that I host in my in a friend Discord server, because we watched Miami Connection just before we watched some of this shit. But no, Iguana Death the American Suburbs is like it's obviously like an art like kind of movie, but like it's
avant-garde. It's very strange. But, like,
I mean, I'm always all about that.
Because like it like the things that hit you, like I didn't expect those things to hit. It is good alone for the first 2 minutes where it does the don't do cocaine joke, and I'm not going to spoil it because it would spoil the whole thing. Right. But check it out just for that. But yeah, that's my recommendations. Jordo, what you doing?
Alright, 2 quickies. So, I recommend, now the album's not out yet, but there are 2 singles from it. An Australian band, an Australian alternative metal band. They're called Thornhill. They have 2 songs out, and they're fucking fantastic. They are absolutely incredible. They used to be like hardcore metalcore band, but just straight hardcore metalcore, just very sort of, you know, your standard stuff. Your standard stuff like you would listen to like Devil Wears Prada or Polaris or something like that, right? But they moved on to this kind of like, almost like dream rock / metal kind of thing where it has this really nice kind of... I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know. So you have to sort of give it a listen. Yeah. So their first single of the album is called Casanova, and it almost has like a Muse / Deftones / System of a Down kind of like opener. And then like the vocals are just so kind of like funky, because I mean like Casanova sounds like a very funky kind of thing, right? When you think of the word Casanova, I don't know if that's just me, but it just kicks it out of the ballpark. I was not expecting him to go this route. There's like almost no like heavy screaming or anything. It's just very sort of distorted yelling and some like cool vocals, like funky vocals here and there, and some really nice like I guess like guitar riffs in between. Very cool. And their second single, Archangel, is really, really good. It's almost like just straight Deftones. It sounds fucking great. And I really am excited for this album. I didn't have any prior knowledge to Thornhill by much. I think I only knew one or two of their songs. I was like, they're alright. They're just sort of like your normal sort of metalcore.
Mm.
But these songs just really made me go, wow, they have gone in a cool direction. I'm keen to hear the rest of their album. But yeah, so Casanova and Archangel by Thornhill. They're an Aussie band. I believe they're an Aussie band. I could be wrong. But the second one is Master Duel. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Another big thing that a lot of people have been talking about and playing and experiencing the beautiful experiences of modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And your big bungus 5 material guy that makes it so your opponent can't summon. Like, it's just, all that kind of fun stuff.
That sounds awful.
It does sound fucking terrible, and it is. Though you're not going to be experiencing much of that while you're in the lower ladders. It's mostly when people are sick and tired of losing, and they're like, I'm just going to fucking make this guy. But basically, it's just your standard Yu-Gi-Oh! There's no flashy anime shit like, Yu-Gi and Kaiba and all that. It has no ties to, the anime. It's just a simulator for Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's its own format. And it's very special to me because I'm able to just play against my friends online and not have to worry about spending too much money on the game. It's actually quite cheap. You can make 2 really good decks for maybe no money at all from the stuff that you can get through the beginning tutorials, etc., etc. They give you enough to make the game, feel like you're actually doing something, and it's not like a pay to win kind of thing. But yeah, no, I really appreciate that Konami have decided to actually do something like this, an actual official simulator, and it'll be supported for years to come, I think. But yeah, they're my 2 recommendations. I don't think I have anything else to really talk about in those. I mean, I probably missed a few things on the way, but I think we're pretty sweet on that end. Yeah, is there any other closing thoughts you have about life in general? What's going on with?
I muted myself.
There you're at.
I think honestly, so far, 2022 is way better than 2021 for me.
So
oh god, the game releases and
we're
information
still in
and
the
all that
fucking.
shit.
Oh my
Music
god!
has just been-
Let me date this episode by saying Elden Ring comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
There you
Oh
go.
my god, I'm so excited.
I feel like
no
we're
idea.
gonna have a very busy season, boys.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
no,
season's
this
gonna
is
kick some ass.
like not just video game, but just things in my life that are just better now.
Yeah.
And
this year
I'm
is
feeling it.
started
I'd love
pretty
to
alright.
I'd love to have a little more money, but that's what the hustle is, right?
Yeah.
Don't we all?
that's what
Don't
it
we
is.
all? Yeah, man, Elden Ring tomorrow, baby. Mario Kart 8 DLC soon. I'm clamoring for that shit. The Kirby game looks fucking amazing. Yeah, there's so much good shit coming out, game-wise
Oh my
as
god!
well. This,
I had to make a highlight reel of all the shit that blew my mind at the fucking Nintendo Direct because there was so much shit.
oh, it's just
it was just
fantastic. And
constant stuff.
not to date the episode as much and all that, but or to
Radical
clamor on.
fucking Dreamers
But-
is coming to Switch. Never thought
Oh,
I'd see
man.
that.
Yeah, there's some weird, a Klonoa, holy mother of fuck. Me and Charles are
Yeah, we were like,
happy as
dude.
shit about
I
that.
remember, I don't know if you were watching
this.
this. When I fucking tweeted at you on Twitter, I wasn't sure if you were watching or not, so I just had to tweet you. I was like, dude, he's Klonoa.
Dude, the Klonoa is some of the best 2D/2.5D games I've ever
Oh,
I
played.
might
so
stream
fucking love
those.
Klonoa.
I think I might stream
I'm
those when they come
100%
out.
buying because I could not find those games, and I don't want to fucking port them on the PC.
I
or
have the
anything. I just
Wii
want- I wanna-
remake, but I want to
This
try
one's
these
even
ones
better
instead.
than the Wii remake.
Yeah.
Apparently, it looks nicer from what I can tell.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, I'm this year so far, for information and shit. I'm honestly going to say this right now, and this could just be. This is very controversial. But in the 2 to 3 months that we've had in this year for music/gaming or whatever, it shits all over 2021 in my opinion.
Oh, man.
Just the announcements, at least.
It's funny too because
Like-
with 2021, it was just it's almost like they just released a bunch of stuff that was meant to be released last year. I wonder what caused that.
Yeah, exactly right. Let's never talk about Cyberpunk.
No.
But anyway, I digress. I think this year's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good one. Touch wood. I have a good feelings about it.
Me too.
But either way, that pretty much just like sort of wraps it up. Hey,
Yeah.
like we're pretty set with this one. This episode, of course, did not have a special guest besides 3D Squelton, but we will be obviously doing the special guest things. But after we were all sort of like clamoring, like, yeah, we should get a guest on the episode, and I said, you know what, no. And Doom even said, Doom was like, I think we should just have it, us guys.
Yeah.
And I eventually sort of sided with Corey and was like, yeah, no, I agree. I think it's just having us sort of bring it all in and then do whatever we want for the next few episodes and get some cool peeps in.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, like, I don't want to mention the person that we're going to have on, but like, it was probably a good idea not to.
Yeah.
So, it would have probably caused a little bit more rupture in the whole thing.
Yeah.
If we did have. But
besides, I have some really banger guests that nobody knows about that I think you guys will enjoy. So
hell yeah, I
wait.
love that kind of shit. We're gonna have like a big fucking like. I feel like we're going to have a big guest here and there, but like I think it's good to keep it with like just mates as well.
Absolutely.
And people we respect and love. I think that's just what matters the most.
Oh, and mine is and just a little spoiler for all y'all with it because you guys don't know. Something that I didn't contribute to last season, I will be contributing to with one of my guests. So take it. Can't wait for y'all to see that.
Yeah.
Contribution.
You'll see.
I will see. I will probably see. Will I? We'll never know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any closing words before we head out and piss the bed, whatever we do?
Piss the bed.
Take care, comb your hair. Take care, comb your hair. In a rush, use a brush. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Eat your teeth.
Eat your teeth.
All
Yes.
that fun stuff.
Eat your teeth. Eat your teeth. Eat your goddamn teeth.
If you guys want to say anything at us, use hashtag Noiseboys on fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll probably,
Yeah.
Or leave a comment down below. Tell us that we don't use enough ambient background noise.
Yeah.
Ambient occlusion. Tell us that Jordan's mic at 25 minutes in fucking exploded.
Tell us
Actually,
that Charlie.
write, like, whole
Tell us
paragraphs.
all that
Like,
Charlie
tell us
doesn't
that-
talk enough.
Why isn't this podcast 6 hours? It's not even worth my time.
It's not even worth the first 10 minutes, but stick around. It might be.
Gaslight me about how it's definitely a normal thing to have a fucking statue elected of everyone's favorite football player.
Yeah, fuck you, Jonathan Thurston, or whatever your name is.
Jonathan
Thurston.
Jonathan Thurston, come on the podcast.
He's going to be our special guest.
Yeah, defend
Next
yourself.
episode. All right. Well, with that, thank you guys for listening in, and we love you very much. And welcome to season 2. Big stinky poo poo.
Pee pee
Hooray.
poo.
Funny. Yeah, that's it. Bye.
Bye bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello.
Zodiac Escapar, play us out.
Yeah.
Oh, I just hung that.